funny thing happened. I was waiting on a package to arrive and it brought friends. Welcome to Haul Yeah Comics. My name is Nate and I have issues. And today's issues have kind of been piling up. To be honest, I ordered one item for myself and I knew that that was coming. There was another package that I knew was coming as well because the person who sent it to me told me that they had sent it to me. Well, actually, you know what? Now that I say that, I take that back. There was a third package as well that I knew was coming, but I had forgotten about it, so it was kind of like getting something brand new. So let's try that again. So long story short, I ended up with a bunch of comics and things from fellow YouTubers and friends. I always have the intention to, when somebody sends me something, to say thank you and to make a video about it, but time keeps getting away from me. So, I'm just gonna put everything together in one big lump here. We're gonna go through the whole stack. And make sure you stick around to the end of this one because the last item I'm gonna show you is something that a lot of people commented they could not believe I didn't pick up for myself. And my friend Eric from SideQuest Comics, he took it one step further and just made sure that I had it, which was very cool. And one last thing before we get started, please give the video a like and subscribe if you're not already a subscriber, and now I'll stop bugging you. Let's look at some comic books. All right, up first, I'm going to show you the thing I actually ordered and was waiting on, and I wasn't sure if it was going to be what I wanted it to be. I took a gamble. I was on eBay, and there's times where there'll be a lot of comics and you'll see this one little sliver of something sticking out and you're like, ooh, I know that's something good, and it's not necessarily listed, like the buyer doesn't know exactly what they have, and you're able to get something for a good price. And that's kind of what I was hoping would happen here, and it did. So I got Superman's Girlfriend Lois Lane, the Archive Edition. These are the hardcover. These are hardcover books that were put out, I can't remember when, but I have a few. I have a Superman one and I have a Batman one, and these are like really good high quality printings and bindings, and this collects the first 8 issues of Lois Lane, Superman's Girlfriend Lois Lane. It also collects the early showcase tryout issues they did of giving Lois Lane her own solo series. So, these books, to find them, can be pretty expensive. So to be able to get them all in one collection and be able to read them, because primarily that is the reason I collect comics, is I want to read these stories. I think they're great. They're fun and they're funny. But, paying a lot of money or getting lower grade copies that fall apart as you read them, this is a great way to be able to read these stories. The problem is this line has been out of print for a while, and these books, especially for whatever reason, the Lois Lane one, it garners a premium. So if you look on eBay, you will see that people will get these for $40 or $50, but generally this goes for around $100. And the reason I was able to snag this for $18.34 plus tax, so it came to just over $20 with free shipping, just incredible. When I looked at the listing, it actually did not have this picture. It didn't have the book. It had like a generic, placeholder picture of a showcase that was Lois's first solo story. So, it said that it was the Superman's Girlfriend archive. I took a gamble on it, and when it arrived, I was so glad to get it. The one caveat I will say is, you can probably see here, it has a barcode here. This was a library edition. So this has some library stickers on it. And I don't care. Like I said, my only purpose was to read this, but also, the plastic cover, the protector that the library puts on there, actually is kind of cool. It's kept this thing in really amazing shape. It's not a book that I'm ever going to resell, so I'm really excited to have this and to get it in such great condition. This next book I'm going to show you is one that I also knew was coming because the person who was sending it to me let me know that they won this as a giveaway and they wanted me to have it. So Steven, Collecto6 on Instagram, someone you should be following if you're not, someone that I hang out with almost every Friday on Alan the Comic Collector Geek stream, he sent me this. Now this is a Uncanny X-Men issue number 130 facsimile. This is the Nathan Zerdy Virgin variant. And it is gorgeous. This is, you know, one of my favorite characters, Dazzler, and she just looks great. Nathan Zerdy is an amazing artist. I don't really have any covers that he's done, but I do appreciate them. And this one in particular, I just love. So this is the Nathan Zerdy Virgin variant. I mean, say that 5 times fast, right? Nathan Zerdy Virgin variant, 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 Nathan Zerdy Virgin variant. I think that was 5. I actually did it. I didn't think I could. Guess that won't make the blooper reel. So anyway, Steven knew how much I loved Dazzler, and this wasn't something that he particularly wanted to keep, which I'm not sure why, because I know he loves Nathan Zerdy's work. So I'm really excited to have this, and I appreciate it so much. So thank you, Steven. This one is just an awesome one to add to my collection. And up next, my friend Dave from Still Only 35 Cents. I was on a live stream with him on his channel a while back, and he was going over his collection of The League of Extraordinary Gentlemen by Alan Moore. And that is a book series that, I mean, I know I've read before, and I really enjoyed it. I love pretty much everything that Alan Moore does. He's one of those writers that, like, even when he writes something that I'm not 100% into, I know it's really good, and that if I don't get it, that's my fault, not his. So The League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, you know, I had told Dave, I knew that I had read volume 1. I wasn't sure that I had ever read volume 2. And Dave just decided, hey, let's just make sure you can read it all. So he sent me both volumes. So I'll go through these covers kind of quick, but he did send me both volumes complete, which I just think is awesome. So here's number 1. It's got one of his stickers in there. I'm getting quite a collection of these, Dave. I appreciate it. Number 1. Number 2, volume 1, number 2 has these like tobacco cards, like they were precursors to baseball cards, and they'd be included in packs of cigarettes. And so all of the characters have been given their own tobacco card. Number 3, and you know, if you don't know, the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen takes characters from classic literature and puts them together on kind of a supernatural super team, which is very cool. Number 4 here is featuring Mr. Hyde from Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. The next one is something of a notorious book. This one was actually recalled. I'll go into that here in a minute. This is volume 1, number 5. And this one was recalled for an advertisement that's in it, which oddly enough was a real advertisement. And then here's number 6, and number 6 might be my favorite cover just because it looks like, you know, it's like a classic comic book page from this era, but you know, they're actually using it as the cover, and you know, it's got words and everything. It's pretty dense, and I just think it's cool how it looks like a newspaper page. All right, so then back to number 5 here. Number 5, issue number 5 was recalled. One of the things that they would do in this book is they would put in actual advertisements from newspapers of the period. And in the back of this one, if I can find it, oh, they're just great. Like, look at these ads, you know. These are ads that you would have seen in a newspaper had you been around in Victorian England reading a newspaper. And one of the items that's advertised in here is a device for women, and it was named the Marvel. I'll let you do your own research on that. This is a family channel. But they ended up recalling it because they didn't want to get in trouble with Marvel Comics. This is not published by Marvel Comics. This is published by America's Best. So they recalled it, and this one that I have here is actually not this one is corrected. Instead of calling it the Marvel, they called it the Amaze. But I find that to be a funny part of comic book history. So Dave also included volume 2, which is the volume that I'm not sure if I've read or not. So I am really excited to get to check this out. So we've got volume 2, issue number 1. So this continues the story of these characters. It's a new mystery or a new mission that they're on. Here's issue number 2. The characters in here being, you know, Captain Nemo, Alan Quatermain, Mina Harkness from Dracula, The Invisible Man, H.G. Wells, and Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. And so then we have issue 3. And both of these series were 6-issue miniseries. Issue number 4 is really cool because it has the War of the Worlds tripod on it, and I think that's so iconic for, like, you know, not just classic sci-fi, but even today, you know. I just think it's an awesome, awesome story, and it's really cool to see that depicted. Issue 5 is Little Randy, with Alan Quartermain and Mina Harkness exploring the forest together. And then we have issue number 6 with the Nautilus, Captain Nemo's submarine, and all of the characters off here to the side. So I'm really excited to be able to read those, and, you know, especially volume 2, which I haven't read, and volume 1, which I haven't read in a long time, so I get to reread that and experience this. So Dave, thank you so much. I can't tell you how much I appreciate you sending those out of the blue. Those were completely unexpected. And then speaking of unexpected, my friend Adam from Up and Adam Comics, the same guy that drew that Dazzler homage you see up there with the that I've shown off before, with me as Dazzler and all of my favorite characters in the Disco Bubbles. I get this Gemini mailer, and it's got this on there, and so I know I'm in for a treat. So Adam is an artist, and he did that art piece for me, also one for Hagen, one for Brandon from Mon Comics, and I think there are a few more that I know about, but I'm keeping secret because I want those to be revealed at their time, not spoiled by me. But inside the mailer, he sent me some books that I was looking for, and I'm really excited. So I am putting this run of Darkhawk together, and these were 2 issues I did not have, and he sent them to me. So I've got issue number 32 and issue number 34. 34 is a weird cover, right? I mean, he's fighting some kind of, you know, technological tentacle monster. I don't know what that is. I don't know. That's weird. And then I had shown off these books I found at a comic book show not too long ago that were promotional books put out by Schiff's Shoes, but they were published by Charlton, and they featured all these characters that I had never heard of that seemed like knockoff characters. And Adam sent me a couple of these. So the first one is, they're both Timmy the Timid Ghost. So this first one here has, I love how Timmy has this big T on him, and he doesn't quite look as Casper-like as he did on another book that I saw, but on the next one he totally does. So we've got on Timmy the Timid Ghost number 20 here, I mean, he looks so much like Casper. And this guy, I can't remember the other guy's name, but I mean, he wore the same kind of hat and he would smoke a cigar. He was the other ghost in the Casper comics and in the Casper cartoons. And those are really cool to get because, like, they were something that I found at a show that I didn't know existed. And then, like, it's kind of like, you know, just one of those things. Now it's everywhere. Like, now I see it everywhere I go. I've come across several of these Charlton books for Fury, the horse, and Reggie, the guy who's not Archie. So it's kind of funny. This, though, this is the one I'm most excited for that he sent me. This is Max number 20. This is a book that I love Sam Keith's art. I just think it's so good. This is such an interesting, bizarre story, and it really does kind of hinge on the artwork for me, but it's hard to put this run together. These books, especially, it only ran for 35 issues, but it is really hard to find, you know, numbers 20 through 35 for a decent price. You'll come across 1 through 6 all the time in dollar bins, but, you know, these later ones are harder to find. And so he sent this one to me, and I can't tell you how much I appreciate it because, like I said, they're not easy to come by for a good price, and a gift from a friend is probably the best price. So thank you, Adam. Thank you for sending these to me. I have one last stack of comic books to show you, and it is a hefty stack. So we're going to go through this kind of as quickly as I can here. This came in a box from my friend David the Garage Geek, and I knew he was sending these to me. Like, he'll send me a video of him flipping through things and say, hey, is there anything here that interests you? Because he and I are both kind of like trying to not get rid of things in our collection, but I'm going to say fine-tune our collections to the things that we most want to keep. And so when somebody sends you a video of a whole bunch of comic books and says, what do you want? I just kind of said, anything DC. And I think I got that. So I got a ton of Nightwing. This is an older one. This is issue number 3, written by Chuck Dixon. There's several here that are, so this is 60. These are written by Dan Jurgens, and I have to say, I kind of am not the biggest fan of Dan Jurgens' writing or his art, to be honest. So I'm curious to see what I think of this, because I really do like the character of Nightwing so much, and these covers are pretty good. So we got issue 60, 61, 63, this is from the Year of the Villain, 64, 67. Also got some kind of random Batman books. So we've got Batman Beyond number 48, Batwing 24. We got Batman Secret Files issue number 2, and this is one of the dollar reprints that they did from the Hush storyline, which is kind of funny because now, you know, Hush 2 is currently coming out. So this is one of the dollar comics of Batman 613. So this is a special preview edition of Batman Earth 1, which I know I've read this. I know I've read the graphic, or the graphic novel anyway. I didn't know if it came out. I don't know if it came out in individual issues. I assume it did. From Snyder's run, this is Batman number 40. Batman fighting a Joker dragon. An actually really cool cover. And then there's just a bunch of like Justice League and Superman books. Now this one is, I think, an older one, like from the Grant Morrison era. So this is JLA A New Beginning number 1, and it's got the Superman Blue, if you remember when Superman was split into two different aspects, Superman Blue and Superman Red. Justice League number 20, written by Geoff Johns, featuring one of my favorite Justice League villains, Despero. Justice League Rebirth number 7. Justice League 27, a couple of books here, 27 and 28, both written by Tynion. Next was a miniseries I've read and I really enjoyed, written by Scott Snyder, art by Jim Lee, Superman Unchained. This is issue number 5, and then Superman number 52. And when I said anything DC, I think he took that to heart, because this next stack is some very random DC books, like Eclipso, issue number 6, featuring one of my favorite characters, the Creeper, and written by Keith Giffen, one of my favorite writers of all time. So I actually think this is really cool, and I'm pretty sure this is a Bart Sears cover. Very cool. A character who I love, and I have almost the full run. This is a duplicate for me, so this can go in my giveaway or trade box, but this is Impulse number 28. A very fun book. A lot of art by Humberto Ramos. If you're a fan of his art, I think it fit the tone of this book so well. An Amanda Conner cover of Starfire. I do like Amanda Conner's art a lot, and she did a really nice job on this cover. A couple of books from the Year of the Villain. Now this one, I honestly don't know a lot about Aquaman or Ocean Master, so this is Ocean Master number 1, Revenge of the Seven Seas. It's a really cool cover. I don't know anything about it. However, the next one I'm really excited about, because this is Year of the Villain number 1, The Riddler, and it's written by Mark Russell. Mark Russell is one of my favorite current writers right now. He is hilarious. He wrote a Wonder Twins series a while back that was really well done for characters that are basically throwaway. He wrote the Flintstones series. I think it was 12 issues, and that was it was so much better than a book about the Flintstones should ever have been. It was so good. So I'm very interested to see what he does with the Riddler. Really looking forward to giving this one a read. Classic New Teen Titans cover. This is issue number 40. His name is Brother Blood. I mean, it's just, it's George Perez art on the cover and on the inside. It's George Perez. Who doesn't want to take a look at that? Did I mention that I'm not the biggest fan of Dan Jurgens' art? So this is DC versus Marvel, issue number 4. It's kind of a beat up copy. I mean, if you were around when this stuff was coming out, this was so much fun to see, like, who could beat up who from whichever universe. It could go either way, but I mean, these matchups are great. So Wonder Woman versus Storm, Batman versus Wolverine, Captain America versus Superman. Yeah, it's Dan Jurgens' art, so I'm gonna have to read through that. Up next, we have Star Trek The Next Generation. This is issue number 4 of a miniseries called The Modala Imperative, which, I'm going to be honest, I can't remember if it was an original series miniseries and a Next Gen miniseries, or if it's just one thing that's all together. What I do remember is this was kind of boring, but I don't care. I read it in a trade, and I'm excited to have the individual issue. So this is, up next is Jimmy Olsen number 70. It's a very beat up copy. It's the first appearance of Silver Kryptonite. And on the cover, Superman's saying, "Jimmy, you've pulled back the lead-lined curtain and exposed me to Silver Kryptonite. How is it different from green, red, gold, blue, or white Kryptonite?" And Jimmy, who has this like really evil look on his face, like if you can see that, and because they're always just picking at each other on the Jimmy Olsen books. "Ha! Silver Kryptonite will affect you in a way you'll never forget. Prepare for the super surprise of your life, Superman." I've not read this one yet, so I don't know what the super surprise is. No spoilers, please. All right, and then up last is the book I think I'm the most excited about here. This is a Gene Roddenberry comic book biography. I have picked up several of these, not from this company. The ones that I've picked up have been more text heavy, and there'll be illustrations throughout. This one is actually presented, although very wordy, as a comic book. And so this company here, Revolutionary Comics, and I like how on the front here, if we can get this to focus, there we go. It says right here in the corner box, it says unauthorized and proud of it. So they are telling, you know, the story of Gene Roddenberry's career and life, which I think is really cool in comic book form. On the back, holy cow, are some books that also are unauthorized and proud of it that I think we'd all like to check out, like Jane's Addiction or The Grateful Dead, or these guys from Beverly Hills 90210. If that's not a product of its time, I don't know what is. So very cool. I mean, what a massive stack of books. I know that David thinks he made room in his collection, but what he doesn't know is I have more books set aside to send to him later. So payback, buddy, payback. The last item I'm going to show you is not a comic book. This comes to me from my friend Eric at SideQuest Comics. This is something that I showed off in my Comic-Con video, and I kept getting messages and messages and messages like, "Did you pick that up? Did you buy that? Did you get that?" No, I didn't. I didn't get it. So Eric couldn't stand that, and he found it on eBay and sent it to me. It is the Haul Yeah Comics action figure. I guess I should have worn my blue shirt. This is actually Tim Hunter from the Books of Magic, and you can get a better look at it here on the back. So this is what it looks like. And yeah, it looks a little bit like me, maybe. I don't know. I am a toy collector. I'm an action figure collector. At Comic-Con, I want to say this had like a $12 price tag on it. I'm not sure if it had the owl with it or not, but I passed. I was spending my money on comics. I didn't end up buying any action figures at all there. This is kind of cool though. I don't know if you can read what it says here, but Tim's owl, its name is Yo-Yo, and it sticks to his shoulder like magic. Also, the back of this has just some of these really cool, these DC Direct figures. This was a great line. They really did a good job. So there's, you know, some Green Lanterns and Shazam and Brainiac 5 and Mon-El. I mean, just, there was Death and Hellblazer and the Phantom Stranger. Just great. I already talked to Eric about this. I am not an in-the-box collector. I am I want to play with my toys kind of collector. So let's get this puppy out. All right. So, you know, the plastic is pretty yellowed, and we're liberating him. We're going to liberate him from his vacuform prison. They put enough twist ties on here, I'll tell you that. This guy wasn't going to go anywhere. Okay, I got him untwisted. I got him out. Can we get it to... I got to cover up my own eyes, and maybe it'll focus on him. And so the owl... Oh my lord. Totally sticks like magic. How cool is that? So there you go. The Haul Yeah action figure, also known as Tim Hunter from the Books of Magic. But that's not how I'm going to know him. And this will be getting a place of honor back here on my shelf, because how could it not? Very cool. Thank you so much, Eric. Okay, so that is it. That is my mail call catch up. I've had these boxes piling up for a while, and I just wanted to make sure that I took the time to say thank you to the people who took time to send me something. So thank you, Stephen. Thank you, David the Garage Geek. Thank you, Dave from Still Only 35 Cents. Thank you, Adam from Up and Adam. And thank you, Eric from SideQuest Comics. I can't tell you how much I appreciate this community, how everybody just kind of likes to spread joy and send things off to one another and just celebrate how much we love the things that we love. I'm going to leave it there. I would love it if you would leave me a comment below and let me know what you thought of the things that I've picked up here and been given, but also I don't know a lot about a lot of these books that I've picked up, especially from David the Garage Geek. So if there's a hidden gem there or something that you think, I should check out or explore more, please let me know. I appreciate it so much, and I appreciate you for watching. Thank you, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye. La la. Nathan Zerdy Virgin Variant, 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 Nathan Zerdy Virgin Variant. My name is Nate, and I have a frog in my throat. Try that again. I'm gonna burp again. Good Lord. Let's take a look at some comic books. Do that again. Let's try that again.